last video for today. So I am going to make a quick macaroni and cheese. Don't you hate that when you're cooking and everything want to start itching or feeling like something tingling and all that stuff? Yeah. So I'm going to make a quick macaroni and cheese, and I've boiled the pasta, and the pasta that I'm using today is panini, because that's just what we had in the house. And once again, I'm at my young adults apartment cooking dinner today, so I'm just using what we have in the house today. And she's happy I'm cooking her dinner. I've already boiled the pasta. On the bag, I use a 12-ounce bag of panini Skinner from Kroger. So that's what we're going to use. I've already salt the water, brought the water to a boil, and boiled the pasta for about 7 to 10 minutes. I think it was more like 10 minutes. But I wanted to make for sure that the pasta is not undercooked but not overcooked, because you don't want any gummy. Who wants gummy pasta? Nobody. So I'm going to show you a trick. Maybe you know, I didn't know, but I learned this from my Amy Reba. Sheila Uden. I was telling her, like, when I made spaghetti, and it's been a while ago, a few years ago, and I was telling her how my pasta would always keep cooking and swelling, and my spaghetti just got extra big, and then it became like gummy over a certain period of time as it sat. And I think she told me this at our family reunion, and she was like, baby, you're supposed to rinse the pasta. You're supposed to stop it from cooking. And I was like, stop it from cooking? I don't know what that is. And she was like, well, once you get it to the tenderness that you want, run it under some cold water, and the pasta will stop cooking. And I was like, what? So that's what I've been doing wrong all this time? So my pasta was overcooking because I wasn't stopping the process. So now I am running my pasta in a strainer under some cold water so I can stop it from cooking. So it won't be any gummy, mushy stuff. Who knew? You might have knew. I didn't know. And I love to cook. But that was just one thing I didn't know. And the other thing, I didn't know how to cook rice. So it took one of my friend guys, 2 of them to be exact, guys who were my friends, who were like, you don't know how to cook rice? Are you kidding me? Nope. I love to cook with gravy and stuff, but couldn't cook rice. So both showed me how to cook rice, told me what to do, rinse the rice so many times, and then bring it to a boil, then put the lid on it for 10 minutes, and then cut it off and let the rice finish cooking just from the steam. I was like, are you kidding me? 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water or whatever it is. Add your salt to it. So, because that's the only time that you get a chance to season your rice. I was like, are you kidding me? The same thing with pasta. You could add seasoning, but your pasta is going to be unseasoned if you don't season the water. Because while it's boiling, the seasoning get into your water. Or into your pasta. I was like, who knew? So, back to this pasta. So, I'm going to use the same pot that I just took the pasta out of. So, the pasta has been rinsed with cold water. And I'm going to add some pats of butter to this. Now, I'm going to go over to the stove after I show you just the gist of this. I think I moved everything from over here while I was talking to you all. Hold up just 1 second. I had to get a knife to cut this butter. But I'm going to use a little bit more than a pat. Probably, this is about 3 teaspoons, maybe 4. Because that's all that's left on that stick. So I'm going to go ahead and use all of that. So the butter is going to be in here. I'm going to use some heavy whipping cream. Well, this one's not heavy, but I have some heavy. But this is some whipping cream. And what the reason why, let me use this to open this. I don't want to be country and open it with my mouth. Or try to twist it and my muscles don't come out. So reason why you use whipping cream, because it's high in fat content. And so it's creamy also. And you don't want your pasta to be dried out. So I'm going to use this whole bottle here. Because what I'm going to do is make a cheese sauce and to pour over the pasta, or then to incorporate the pasta back into the thing. I'm going to use some cheese that I already have in the refrigerator. I try not to buy a lot of stuff. I try to use up the stuff that's already in here. And my child, she will, I'm not going to use it all because I need to top it. My child eats cheese on everything. I had some Kobe Jack squares in the refrigerator, snack packs, and I just opened them and yeah, and cube them up. I'm gonna add a little more salt because you have to salt your cheese sauce. And I'm gonna add some black pepper, and I'm just gonna season it. Who wants bland food? Once again, I ask you. Thanksgiving dinner, nobody wants your macaroni and cheese. So I am going to take, let's see, I'm going to take the boiler over to the stove. Turn this over medium heat so I can try to, I'm going to show you before my battery go down, y'all. I'm going to, that's how I look. And then I'm going to melt all the cheese, incorporate it, melt it together, make a cheese sauce, homemade. It's not out the jar. No, it's not. The jar stuff doesn't taste good to me. It doesn't really. So I'm gonna melt this. I'm gonna try to speed the process up. And then once this melts, butter, cheese, whipping cream, you can add a little bit of milk if it's still not thin enough, but I think it might be okay. Cheese, see I gotta sneeze again because of that pepper. Salt and pepper. And I'm just gonna melt this cheese down. And then what I'm going to do, I have a 9x13 pan. I lined it with aluminum foil. Once again, I don't like washing dishes. If I have to do it, everything is going to be throwaway. But because I'm at Tiara's place, I'm going to use a pan in the oven, and I'm going to pour my pasta in this pan. And the pasta have stopped cooking because it's cooled down now. So while I am melting this cheese, I'm just going to let the pasta sit over here in this pan. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, once the cheese all melt, I might have to add a little more liquid and probably some more cheese. But I'm then going to mix the cheese sauce, pour it on top of, come on, cheese. I'm going to pour it on top of the pasta. I'm going to mix it up. And then I am going to coat it with another layer of cheese. And then I'm going to stick it in that 350 oven that is already on. There's corn in the oven. There's chicken in the oven. There will be macaroni and cheese in the oven. So that's 3 places in the oven. And then I have one more empty spot in that oven. And it's going to be cornbread. So I don't have to show you the cornbread because it's coming out of the bag. I am not making homemade cornbread. So only thing this cornbread I have to do is add water or milk, and that will be the cornbread of the day. So that's what I'm doing today. I don't have to do homemade cornbread because Tiara said she didn't want any anyway, which is correct. So I'm just making a little, let me show you the pot of black eyed peas before we go. Just 1 second. Let me, do you see? the black eyed peas have cooked for about 2 hours. The smoked neck bones cooked about 2 hours before the peas went in. And then I let the black eyed peas cook down after I soaked them. So I just want to share my kitchen today with you all and what I'm doing on a Friday. This will be probably the only meal she gets for the weekend, because I'm not going to cook on Saturday and Sunday. So she needs to stretch this out for the weekend. And it won't be a Sunday dinner. Sunday dinner will probably just be us going to get something to eat after church, because I'm not cooking. So this is her Sunday dinner. So with this macaroni and cheese, the cheese is melting down. Once the cheese melt down, I'm going to determine how thick. Look at it. Look at it. I'm going to determine how thick I want this cheese sauce to be, and I'm just going to coat the pasta. Now, here's the other little tip I'm going to share with you. I do also like to add, I like seasoned food. Not over salty food. I like seasoned food. I'm going to throw some of this stuff in the trash out so it won't be in the background. I like seasoned food. So I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper to the pasta because it's already been salted. So you don't want to add any more salt to it. Now you can always taste one and see if it's salted enough. But I think you'll be okay because you put salt also in your cheese sauce. So this cheese sauce, I dropped my towel, but I need that to keep the stove clean, because the craziest thing is, who wants to eat in your stove dirty? I don't like a dirty stove, so I clean, or a dirty sink, so I try to clean as I go. You didn't get ready to be talking about me. Oh, her kitchen was dirty. Wrong. Not mine. So, yep, that's what I'm doing. I'm making macaroni and cheese, and I'm going to put it in the oven. So by the time, the macaroni and cheese, because the macaroni has already, or the pasta, let me say, because it's panini. And because the pasta has already cooked, and the cheese sauce is already somewhat cooked, you just blending it together. You can add eggs to it if that's what you want. I'm not doing all that. This is not Thanksgiving dinner, Sunday dinner. So I'm just going to make a nice little cheese sauce to cover the pasta. And I'm going to put it in the oven for about 30 minutes. Now, one last thing. I'm going to add a couple of more pass of butter to the pasta. So it could just be buttery. Again, butter, not margarine. So don't ask me about margarine. I don't cook with it. I don't buy it. I saw it in somebody, before somebody brought some margarine. Oh, I was like, baby, I don't use that. I don't use margarine, because I like the taste of salted butter. And I usually use salted butter, yeah. Because it already has salt in it too. So let me show you this cheese sauce before I get off of here. This sauce will make you, let me see, can you see it? Let me see, can you see what's gonna be between the pasta? Oh yeah. That's what it looks like. So it's pretty quick and easy. Nothing but whipping cream, cheese of choice. You could put as many, some people talking about 10 cheese pasta. You can add all the cheese you want to. Let me tell you, in that bag, it was 2. And I had some cheese cubes. Please, public service announcement. Don't use no sliced cheese. You're going to jail. Don't use sliced cheese. That's illegal when you're talking about making macaroni and cheese. Sliced cheese, American cheese, it's shameful. It's a sin. Don't do it. So, let me wash this before, y'all, I'm gonna burn something up. So it's pretty thick. It's the consistency that I wanted. And then I'm just gonna pour it on. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna cut that off. I'm gonna show you how I poured on top of the pasta. Then I'm gonna coat the pasta with it. Now, don't be sitting up here trying to pass no recipes off as your own. They probably not even mine. I just take other stuff I see and make it what I want it to be. Because every recipe that I find, I don't like. So I just make it what I want it to be. So there was enough sauce for me to coat all of the pasta. Yes, it was. And you want to coat it where all the pasta have some type of wetness to it. You don't want dry pasta. Nobody wants dry pasta. You can add a little more liquid to it if that's what you want to do. I'm probably not going to add any more butter to it, but you can. So all of the pasta, and these are some different gloves, y'all. The one with the chicken, I threw that in the trash. So I put on more gloves for this next dish. And so I am just spreading it around. And I'm going to use my remaining cheese. Yes, that's right. I'm going to put it on top of it. And because I'm running out of cheese, it is what it is. I'm not going back to the store. So, 1 bag of pasta, 1 8-ounce half pint of whipping cream, a little bit of cheese. Some cheese cube made a 9 by 13. So, put all my trash in one bag, then I'm gonna stick it all in the big trash. So I just wanted you to see that's how it came out. I might put some butter pads on. So I'm gonna slice some more butter and just drop some pads on top of it. I'm gonna cover it with aluminum foil and stick it in the oven. And you don't have to cover it if you don't want to, but I'm gonna cover mine. So to keep the steam in, to keep it moist. So I am done with you all today. It will be dinner time soon. Let me put this in the sink, because I don't want the cheese to stick in the pan, because that's something else I gotta scrub, and I don't want to scrub anything. So I have butter, the knife I had from earlier, and I'm just gonna put a couple pads on top. Pads mean just small little squares. You can make them as thick or thin. As buttery in the corners of your macaroni. Then pop it in the oven. So you could prepare your family a nice meal. I don't think I spent a lot of money for little to no money without going out to eat. And you get better results at home. I tell you, I promise you, you can. And still have some leftovers for the next day. Back in the refrigerator. Ta-da! In the oven.